enthusiasts, and welcome to Scaled Affairs, the show where I take a closer look on anime figures of all sorts. So sit back and relax while I'll show you what's maybe worth adding to your collection. Today's figure is Nendoroid number 1458, Lux, or Luxana Crown Guard from the Moba game League of Legends. Like all current models, Lux came to me in a standard Nendo box that features her main colors blue and yellow. Besides that, the box also features a bunch of trademarks and logos like the 50-year anniversary logo for Good Smile, the Good Smile Arts Shanghai brand, and of course the Riot Games logo on the back. Inside the box you will find Lux embedded in a plastic blister that besides of her additional faceplates doesn't hold much accessories. The base plate and the mounting cranes are packed to the left side, and I don't know if this is a common thing now, but she also arrived with 2 spare neck joints. All my previous owned Nendos had to get along with only 1 spare ball joint. Before I go into more details about this little champion, here are all the extra parts she comes with, as well as some basic stats about this release. Believe it or not, for a video game that is running strong for well over 10 years now, LoL only recently started to get a fair share of Nendoroid representation. I mean, there was an Ari and an Asriel Nendo in the lower triple digits, but starting with Lux, they now announced like 6 other champions in the past few months alone. I guess for a fan it's nice that there are new releases of their favorite characters, but unfortunately, since there is now such a big gap between the 2 older releases and the rest of the gang, you can clearly see a difference in molding and even the paint job. But on the other hand, it's impressive to see how far in quality the Nendo series has come. But if we compare Miss Crown Guard to other Nendo figures, you might notice that she does not include many accessories. In fact, I would say that the only noteworthy item she comes with is her symmetric looking magic rod that she can wield in different ways. In addition to the stuff, there is some sort of translucent particle that looks a bit like a dumbbell. This is of course an effect piece that should resemble some of her attacks, like Prismatic Barrier, or if you want her E, you can split the dumbbell in half so you will end up with a single floating sphere. I kinda like this resourcefulness, but on the other hand it's strange that Good Smile couldn't bother to include a second small ball of translucent plastic on its own. And since all of Luxana's attacks are somewhat ranged based, the figure comes with a variety of different bars and cranes so that you can reenact floating objects. Simply clip the effect piece in one of the cranes and adjust the angle, or if you want to do her ult pose, just attach the rod to the same crane instead. Of course, in the game it looks far more impressive when it's supported by shiny lights and sound effects. But even if this Nendo doesn't have much play features, the model itself is very lovely sculpted. Her body armor has a surprising amount of details, and also the paint job isn't too shabby. It features different kinds of metal finishes and also very thin lines on her skirt. I especially like those tiny winged boots with a dark metal finish. One of her legs can be changed so that you can bend her right knee. Same goes for the extra set of arms that you will need if you want to reenact the specific emote. Speaking of emotes, let's take a closer look at her facial expression she comes with. Beside her standard neutral smile, there is an energetic mouth open expression that is used for all of her attack poses, and as mentioned before, a somewhat cartoony smile that I guess should resemble this emote, but in my opinion it's a bit of a stretch and only proves to me once again that Western comic style on Nendos is often a hit or miss. All in all, this Nendoroid figure of a LoL champion reminded me a lot of all the My Hero Aka characters, where they also scaled back on noteworthy accessories. Also, it was kinda funny to see how they had to advertise the possibility of lying her flat on the ground on the box. I know it's probably another thing from the game, but you know, you can do this with all of your Nendos if you desire to do so. On the other hand, if you are a fan of the game, you will get a nice posable model of your favorite characters that look great in a group once you start collecting. For example, if you start now with Lux and follow the path of the pre-order, you will end up with 4 champions over the next 6 months, and if you want to have the full set, Ari and Asriel can still be obtained on the aftermarket if you bring a bit of patience and love for the older, maybe sticky Nendo mold. Next time, well, I'm once again in the dark on which figure will arrive next and when, but maybe I can kill some time between releases and review my recently bought Smart Doll, but that would be crazy, am I right? So I guess this wraps it up for today. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you again in the future for another episode of Scaled Affairs. Until then, take care, keep collecting, and sacrifice your wallet, kun!